It's been a little while. I've missed you. I've missed you. I've missed you. I've missed you all. Welcome to another episode of The Bliss of the Abyss, featuring your host, Mr. Robert Newmark Jones. Here he is. There we go. Hello, I'm Rusk in Denmark. It's difficult inhabiting two personalities at once, but we soldier on. We push further and further ahead, and we slurp just a little bit of coffee just to get started. No milk, don't worry. I'm not insane. I just like drinking black coffee. What's wrong with that? Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Have you missed me, or have you barely noticed I've been gone? I'm trialing some new things here for the relaunch of The Bliss of the Abyss. Yeah. We've been gone a little while, and I thought it was time that we came back. So we've got some video, and there'll be links for that in the show. And I got some new segments. I got some cracking guests lined up. But today it's just me. It's just me. And you. Me and you. Together. Okay? Look at me. Just me and you. I know. Fuck. Nah, we'll be all right. Don't worry. So, here we are. I've already clipped the audio, haven't I? Loud bugger. He's a loud bugger. So, why have I been gone? Where have I been? What's going on? Should I turn on that light in the background? You gotta relax, man. Well, I only went and tore my meniscus, didn't I? Amazing. It was like 2 days before Christmas. One morning, got up, whoop, bashed my knee, as you do. Just on a draw, thanks for asking. Bashed my knee, as you do. Thought nothing of it, as you do. And went about my day. And like anyone else's day, it involved doing fuck all. Like everybody else's day, it involved fuck all. Like anybody else's day, you get the point. Keep trying to come up with a better punchline. That's joke creation for you. But I did work out that day. Yeah? How do you think I got these? Huh? Sweet pupperinos. You think they were free? You think they came given to me? At the store? For nothing? You think I didn't pay through the nose for these puppies right here? No, I did. They cost me an arm and a leg. That's right. So I was working out, pumping iron, watching Arnold for inspiration. You know, getting yoked, I believe the kids call it. And it was fine. I was just working out. It was totally fine. In fact, I smashed it. All right. That might be showing off, but that's what you came here for. This is Boastcast. Welcome to Boastcast. Boastcast. I think we're going to go with a different name. I think Boastcast. Those two noises there, the T sound there, the plosive. Is it a plosive? Can't remember my training. Don't have my pop shield on. Where is it? Hold on. Let's do the proper T. Anyway, those two sounds. Am I carrying on that bit? Boastcast. It doesn't work. Roastcast somehow works better than Boastcast. Obviously, though, if it's a podcast about boasting in an age of podcasts, can't call it Roastcast. That sounds like we might be involved in the baking business. Welcome to Roastcast. Today, all kinds of cakes and potatoes and every kind of vegetable you could ever want. Imagine that. We'll be roasting them all on this podcast. It's Roastcast with your host, We're not talking about that, are we? We're talking about this podcast, The Bliss of the Abyss. And on this podcast, where I boast cast about the most cast, because I roast cast, I finished working out and I smashed it. And I was fine. My knee was fine. I was happy. In fact, I was overjoyed. Well, might be pushing it, but you know. So went about the rest of my day. And then I was having dinner. Picture the scene. Marital bliss. Settling down. Watching some bollocks. You know. Because sometimes you just can't watch good things anymore. Because you've been through all the content. Except for like this amazing Finnish drama from 1973. And that sounds so good. But you just can't bring yourself to do it tonight. It's just too much. So you just stick on some bollocks. You know, it'll do. It'll do. It'll do. Don't worry. We're not here for the TV. The TV, in a way, is just a distraction. You know? In fact, if anything, it's driving us further apart. And I think it's putting us on the rocks. No, we're fine. Thanks for asking. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. You gotta relax, man. So, settling down for dinner. This is how I tell stories. With my lovely wife. That's someone else's punchline, but when I say that word, it jumps into my head. And forgot to get the chilies, didn't I? Wanted to have some fresh chilies chopped on the meal. Little tip. If you want to spice up your meal, fresh chilies, pair of scissors, chop, 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 boom. So it was one of those meals, you know? One of those moments. Wanted to freshen it up. Chop, chop, chop. So what did he do? What did Robert do? Well, you may not know this about me, which is a shame, because it's a good feature, but I'm very chivalrous. I am. Stop looking at me like that. Very rude. How dare you question? Sir, I challenge you to a duel. I had to do it away from the mic. So I got up, being the gentleman that I am, to get the chilies. And cue my knee ripping into blood spurting everywhere. Call a doctor. Have you noticed when you hurt yourself? Just pause that story. So my knee is ripped open, yeah, gushing blood. But have you noticed when you hurt yourself as an adult, it's different? Well, when you're a kid, you hurt yourself and you cry, like tears flow. You're like, my knee. I love my knee. How can you console me? And this knee. But at some point, it doesn't make you cry anymore. When you hurt yourself, you shout, you yell, you swear. You usually finish the swear word, but let's keep it clean, classy. So yeah, I didn't cry, despite what everyone said. So back to the story. So ripped my knee, ripped it open. There wasn't really blood gushing everywhere, but it could no longer support my weight, and I was on the ground in a heap. And that's when the ambulance came. No, but I knew something serious was up. I was like, Caitlin, this ain't a joke. Can't put any weight on this. I'm dying up here. To quote that TV show I didn't watch, hold on. I had to have a pause there because got something stuck in my teeth. Which is, you know, it's good, actually, isn't it? It reminds us all that we're animals. It's a unifier. that we get stuff stuck in our teeth. Don't think we're humans and that's something special, okay? Although you are special. So are you. You're also special, but in a way that we're not allowed to use that word anymore. And you, well, you are just... Let's not go into it. An idiot. I think I need a haircut. Welcome to Haircut Cast. Can you please cut my hair? No, it's against the law. Okay. Now, that was episode 1 of Haircut Cast on BBC Radio 4. Up next. Who is it? Sarah Montague. There we go. Why not? What was I talking about? I'm going to have to cut this audio. This is why I'm not professional yet. Except this show is good. I stand by the show. That's what listening back was good. So anyway, back to the story as we were telling it. So there I was, my leg was screwed. And so instead, needed the doctor. But was late. Didn't want to go to hospital at that time. So slept. And when awoke, knee much worse. Does that make sense? I thought I'd skip a bit of the story, but like sort of put the highlights in, and you can put like the verbs and the adjectives and all that kind of sentence building stuff. You put that in. It's like, you know, you have to work harder. Isn't that great? That's what I'm offering you. The chance to better yourself, the chance to improve. How about that? Yeah? So I went to sleep. That's right, and woke up and my knee was the size of a watermelon. And that's no joke. I have photos to prove it, but only my patrons get to see the photos. You know? Only those lucky folk over on Patreon. Woo-hoo-hoo. My God, they're getting a special experience. And they're going to see, well, they maybe have seen photos of my ballooned knee. Please become a subscriber. Thank you very much. It really does help. Anyway, so I woke up and the knee was utterly fucked. I had to go to the doctor. And the doctor said, it looks like you ripped something. You know, I couldn't walk. I was hopping around. Luckily, I have like 7 pairs of crutches in this house. So, you know, clearly I was prepping for the Armageddon. And in the Armageddon, we were all going to break our legs because I had so many crutches in this house. You know, crutches everywhere. So I took one of the many to the hospital with me because I couldn't walk. And the doctor had a look at it and said, we're going to have to send you for an MRI. And I said, stop, doc, hold the press, because I've already got an MRI booked. I knew my knee was fucked. I knew it. So weirdly enough, I'd booked this MRI, but you know, it takes absolutely ages to get anything. And a little something called COVID had come along and postponed that MRI. But weirdly enough, it was like for the next day. And he was like, well, that's good fortune. That's what the doctor told me. It was good fortune. And I thought, well, yeah, kind of. But my knee, doc, my knee. Codeine was the answer. And codeine is good. Like there's no point in oxycodone or hydrocodone, any of the codones. This is my message to my American listeners. There's no need for any of them. And the whole opioid epidemic and the heroin thing that followed it, you know, that horrible thing that's a part of life now. If they'd have just prescribed codeine instead, that wouldn't exist. That's my hypothesis. Now, I'm no expert. Just an enthusiast, as you are probably aware. But yeah, there's no point. There's no point in oxy. It's the Sackler family. Huh? Who knows about the Sackler family? Come on, this isn't even conspiracies. I'm not going deep at this point. the Sacklers. Pharma, Big Pharma. We've already put to bed Big Bay. Let's see if we can get rid of Big Pharma too. Hey? Everyone's got skeletons in their closet. I can see them. I can see your skeletons, son. They're poking out your closet. I can see them a mile off. Fucking Sacklers. Just obsessed with profit, huh? Obsessed with profit. So they pushed doctors to prescribe oxy and all the rest of it, and that's why all those people got addicted. And then when the price went up and they couldn't afford it, they turned to street pills. And then street pills are a bit expensive. And so you turn to heroin because it's much cheaper, and then suddenly you're a heroin addict, and then suddenly your life is... and the life of all your loved ones and your family. And that's why they've been found guilty in court, to be fair, finally. Although they seem to be still billionaires. So what kind of justice is there? But what was my point? To sum up, have you found Jesus yet? No, I just got prescribed codeine. That was my point. And it works. It works amazingly. I was in a lot of pain. I took the codeine. I was in less pain. And I was also a little bit floaty. Not too much. I mean, I wasn't like through the roof high. Apart from with all the weed I was smoking, which really, really got me high. Tell you what, though, weed is an anti-inflammatory. Look it up. All right? Big Pharma are trying to sell you another lie. God, this is great. This is what I wanted this podcast to be all along. Yeah? Just taking down Big Pharma. Who's the biggest of Big Pharma, do you reckon? Is it GlaxoSmithKline? GSK on the stocks? Is that who it is? Or is it GME, eh? On the stocks? Speaking of stocks. God, I've missed so much, haven't I? Since I've been gone. Just been giving you those little best-ofs. Which take actually quite a lot of time to put together. Because of my leg. Because that's what I'm telling you about, the story about my fucking leg. But I've got so much to talk about because of all the things I've missed because I've been away. I mean, since I've been away, what happened? Apart from my knee surgery, which is everything. Absolutely everything. What happened? Oh, yeah. The Capitol got stormed. Donald Trump lost the election but kept lying about it. Sent loads of his people to take it down. Bunch of 4chaners and 8chaners and 16chaners and 8coon people cosplaying their way to killing people in the White House. Not in the White House. In the Capitol. Thank you. In the Capitol. I mean that happened. Didn't that? Remember when I was away and that happened? And you didn't get my hot take on it. Luckily, everybody had it covered, I feel, from all sides. And don't we all miss Donald Trump from Twitter? Aren't we worse off? You know, all those years he was just relentless on it. And we had to just suck it down like it was part of the world. And now it's gone. That tap has been turned off for good. And they also banned him from stuff like Snapchat. No offense to Snapchat. They're like $1 billion company, but I don't think Trump is, really obsessed on his Snapchat account. Well, maybe, who knows? Who knows what happens behind a man's four walls in the privacy of his own home, in the wee small hours? Who knows where he goes to? Who knows what he becomes? Are you a man, sir? Yeah, so that happened when I was away. And MFDOOM died. Rest in peace. Just a moment's silence there. One of my favourite artists of all time, MFDOOM. Doom! True pioneer of hip-hop. And his story is absolutely amazing, inspirational at times. He survived the death of his brother after they'd had some success at age 19 in a group, and then dropped from the major label for cover art, which was Pretty graphic if you look it up, but dropped for cover art. It's got a sting, and he goes away for a few years, and then he comes back, and he's wearing the mask, and he only wears the mask. Daniel Dumile was his name, and he would only be seen in public if he had the mask on. The metal face, MFDOOM, is who he became. And he was amazing. And he was back, and he had this new way of flowing, and the way he was on the mic is absolutely inspirational, unique. And anyone who hasn't heard any of his bars, just look him up. I mean, he collaborated with the best of the best, you know? So all of them knew about his talent. Yeah, maybe he wasn't the most commercially successful, but for my mind, pretty much my favorite MC of all time. And to quote him, that's that. Unfortunately. So rest in peace, MFDOOM. Yeah, he passed. I mean, lots of people passed. People under the stairs. Those 5 people in the Capitol. I've got myself into a hole here, haven't I? Talking about people who've passed. COVID, of course, is still going on. We're in the UK. We are still in lockdown. Lockdown declared, for those of you who don't know, just before Christmas. Hey, they strung us along pretty late, didn't they? Looking back on it, eh? What was it, the 23rd? They took Christmas away, something like that. 21st, was it? I don't know. Enough people had definitely already started going. And then they cut off the Christmas line for the rest of us. And we were stuck at home without our family. We had to make Christmas dinner for ourselves. And actually, I think we did all right. But I still haven't got some of my presents. Hey? That's what Christmas is all about, isn't it? Where are my gifts? I haven't got all my gifts yet. Because I didn't get to see my family for Christmas. So that happened. The vaccine rollout happened as well while I was away, didn't it? My mum's already got a jab. First jab down. And then there's like a 12-week wait. Isn't it meant to be 3 weeks? Just another thing I think we might look back on in time and think, you know, this government were a bit slow on this as well. Don't watch the panorama on Test and Trace if you want to have faith in the government. But it showed people at their job for this supposed world-beating test and trace thing program that they've got here. They got 3 calls one day. They got 3 that whole day of work, and like 2 of them were voicemail, and the rest they were just there and nothing came in. Meanwhile, the government had already sunk 1 billion of the 12 billion allocated into it. So value for money is what I'm saying. Yes, so that happened. We're still in lockdown. Here we are. And I tore my meniscus. Oh, yeah, and I had dry January as well. And by dry January, I mean I didn't drink any booze. But I did take a lot of codeine. So who's the real winner? Because I tore my knee. And that's the main thing that happened while I was away. That and Gamestop. That and diamond hands. And if only I'd have had diamond knees and could hold the line, maybe we wouldn't be here. But I'll talk about Reddit later. Because I want to tell you the story about my leg. Or more importantly, I want to tell you the story about going to surgery for my leg. Because when I went to surgery for my leg, for my torn meniscus, of which I'm still wearing a brace, if you can hear it. That's some genuine locking, unlocking noises, for the brace. That's going to go viral. A bit of clumpy audio is going to go viral, isn't it? Yeah. I don't want to tell my story. Hey, I'm not here to blow my own horn. I'm one of life's jesters. And I'm here to tell you one of life's tales. So, because what happened is, you know, with COVID, getting surgery is a different experience, right? Because they are understandably completely freaked about COVID. So there's some really tough protocols that you have to go through before surgery, yeah? So for the 2 weeks before you have a COVID test, you have to self-isolate. So me and Caitlin isolated for 2 weeks before my surgery. Which, thank God, we're in the modern world. It's actually kind of easy to self-isolate. Sure, you have to pay a bit more in delivery fees for things, but remarkable. And I hope those people get paid more, because the gig economy is, I mean, here I am in it. I know what it's like. It's fucking hard to earn a crust. But anyway, I was talking about the protocol, the COVID protocol. So it's really strict, yeah? And that's because when you're going in for surgery, it's in an environment where everyone is tested constantly and there is no chance of infection, any sign of infection. Everyone's out and things shut down and different people come in, etc., etc. And they lay all this out to you meticulously in a document that they give to you. So no, you can't say you lost it in the post. They give it to you at your COVID test, right? This is what you have to do. And before surgery, this is what you have to do. And this is what you have to not do, which is the point I'm coming to. You're not allowed to eat or drink. And they're not as strict as they used to be about it. I thought it was like for 24 hours, nothing must pass your lips. But it's not. It's not that. It's basically like have an early dinner and then just drink water. And you could probably have a coffee in the morning if you want, but no milk, you know? And please don't have a coffee, just drink water. Do you mind? That's kind of the official line now. Slurp. But it's crystal clear, you know? Don't have anything. I mean, it's there in bold on your letter, right? And if you're taking surgery seriously, side note, if you're not taking surgery seriously, what's going on? Because, you know you're going to be knocked out that day. It's a weird feeling. You're like, okay, so I'm going to go there. They're going to knock me out. I'm going to wake up like woozy as fuck with some part of my body changed in some way that I'm only going to sort of slowly understand through a lot of pain and grogginess. Side note, they did give me morphine. And I'd like to take back my previous comments about the oxy crisis. I think the Sacklers are good people. They're just looking out for us. They want us to be high. Because they gave me so much morphine. I was an idiot. I was a moron on that stuff. There was one point where I was starting to come to after the surgery, and the pain hadn't really come, but like the mental faculties start to come back. And they explain you've had morphine as well as a general anesthetic. So you might be a bit groggy. And let me tell you, the next 6 hours of staring into the corner, slack-jawed, was some of the best I've ever had. But it was that powerful. And I mean, I was perfectly content not to think a thing. Just stare. You know, that level of articulation. But mentally, that was as sophisticated as my thoughts could get while I was thinking and staring. So, you know, in summary, the Sackler family are good people. Hire me. I'm available for voiceovers. Oxycodone. Shall I do an ad for oxycodone? Hey. Is that how it's going to begin? Just with a big pause. Is life tough? Have you had one of those? Hey, buddy, you had one of those days, you know, when your back just gets to you and you think, I need a rest. Well, oxycodone is that rest, but in a pill. And it's so good, when you take it, you don't need to rest. You can keep working. Oxy, take it. That's my ad. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Hollywood? Hollywood swinging. Who's that? Cool in the Gang. Look it up. Don't have time. Yeah. As I was saying, morphine is insane. But no, I was telling you the story of the strictness of the protocol of COVID, of surgery rather, in the time of COVID. And why am I telling you this? Because when I went to the place, King's College in Brixton, shout out to them, wonderful staff. You know, it sounds like someone's holding a gun to my head to say this. Flawless. No, but they really were amazing. And feel very lucky that we've got the NHS. Thank you, the powers that be. Thank you, Labour. Thank you, Bevan, for passing that in 1948. Thank you, the British public, for passing that, for voting in that government. Amazing. I've got American friends and I feel sorry for you. And I really hope that Biden somehow introduces universal healthcare. You've got the House, you've got the Senate, you've got 2 years to make it happen. You have got 2 years. All right? You've got 2 years. You have 2 years. You've got less than 2 years now to make it happen. Just less than 2 years. So do it, please. At least something close, but just do the whole thing. Because I tell you, universal healthcare is a no-brainer. Every developed country in the world has it, apart from America. And everybody agrees that you should look after your population, you know? And I'm not going to go on some soapbox rant because I'm in the right and it's easy. Much harder to argue for something that is patently less obvious than universal healthcare. But now that you have the House and the Senate and the VP vote breaker and executive orders, pass universal healthcare now. And also, if you live in New York, vote for my mate, Jeffrey Omura, who is a longtime friend of mine. And probably too busy to come on the podcast, but I might invite him on. Because he can probably tell you a lot more about this than I can and get you all fired up. But I will ask him. Now, apparently. But yeah, so I was back telling you about COVID strictures, not the disease, the rules that are in place being very strict, and how great universal healthcare is. And so I was there. You know, you're not allowed to have anyone come with you, of course, COVID. So I'm there by myself. Thank God for mobile phones, eh? Just playing Polytopia, just there, like Elon Musk does, huh? So for my fans who have not downloaded Polytopia, what are you doing? Links in the description, please, if you download it, and use the offer code RobertNewmarkDooms. It's such a good game. Anyway, so I'm listening to a podcast, probably this one, because what else is there to listen to? And I'm playing on my phone, and it takes ages. You have to sit and wait. You have to have a heat gun pointed at your head. You have to fill out tons of forms. And you're just playing Polytopia. I wonder if I can upgrade to Defender Tech. Strokes chin. And eventually they wiggle you through, and they start to, do things like strap you up, and, you're on a bed now, and they're going to take some blood, and, you're going to be hooked up to an IV. And you've got, that change from clothing to hospital gown. Backless hospital gown. Such a classy move. You feel so vulnerable wearing it. I'm exposed. Oh gosh. It's all exposed back there. Everyone can see everything. And even going for a piss was impossible. I had to, I forgot to tell you, for that whole 2 weeks that we were self-isolating, my leg was locked at an angle that's about 45 degree, something like that, at the knee. And if I moved it up a bit or down a bit from that, it was insane pain. They gave me this, where is it? Still got it. They gave me this sort of soft cast, they call it, which basically wrapped around my leg and locked it at 45 degrees. And that was just my life. I just walked around with that leg being 45 degrees. It was horrible. My heart goes out to people, those 45 degree leg holders out there. Peace. Solidarity. I'm with you. I'm with you, bruv. Yeah, where was I? I was going for a piss in my story, wasn't I? Because that's where I go on all my stories. The piss is irrelevant. What was more relevant was, you're sat there and there are various people who come to talk to you about what's going to happen, basically, You ready for your surgery? And you have to sign things and you meet the anaesthetist, the nurses, the consultant, the doctor, the guy who's actually going to do the main bit of snipping. All of that. Mr. Chen, shout out. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I might have to bleep your name, but you are amazing. Thank you very much. My knee is fixed. Sir, great job. That's giving away the ending, isn't it? So they ask you things, when you're getting ready for surgery, because like I said, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Like, how long is it since, what date are we on? Let's check. It's the 12th of February, so that means it's been 5 weeks since my surgery. And I still have a brace on 24 hours a day. I am not allowed to take it off apart from showering. And that is really difficult. Try that, people. And my leg, as evidenced by my latest visit to the hospital, because they have a checkup, they said there has been noticeable, what was it called? What's the thing called where it reduces? Atrophy. Noticeable atrophy in the left leg. Left quadricep. Notable or noticeable? Atrophy in the left quadricep. And it's true, it looks like a matchstick. My right is so pumped. I'm so strong. Because it's carrying everything, baby. Right leg. But the left is withered away. It's withered away. Ooh. But yes, what was the point? The point was, it's a serious thing. Doing that whole surgery thing. So take it seriously. So I did. So when they asked me, here I am. I'm an A student. You might not know that about me. You might listen to this podcast and think, this guy's an idiot. Dance, monkey. Don't pretend you're intelligent. Just dance. Okay. Dance better, though. Dance in a way that we enjoy. Okay. No, nothing like that. For God's sake, monkey. Dance or I shoot. Great. See? And that's how you get performers to perform. Threaten them with death or violence at the least. You have been listening to Director's Tips with me, one of those Hollywood bastards that abuse their actors. I'll see you next time. Bye. Squeaky chair. Hey, squeaky chair, don't do that. I'm going to have to use my silicone lubricant to spray into squeaky chair. Where are you, Squeaky? Oh, now I can't find you. Where are you, Squeaky? The nation needs you. The nation needs you. If you are still following this story, then you are also intelligent, yeah? Because I like to go on tangents. And Tangentially Speaking is actually a really good podcast. I would advise everybody to listen to that. Dr. Christopher Ryan. He's great. And he's coming on the show right now. Hello, Chris. Hi. That's really bad Christopher Ryan impression. Hi, I wrote the book Sex at Dawn, which is, basically me saying that humans are polyamorous and have been since forever. And my wife co-wrote it, and it's kind of clear that we have some kind of sex thing going on and we just fuck around. I mean, I'm saying too much. Please listen to my podcast. It's called Tangentially Speaking. Tangentially quite hard to spell. But you'll find it. If you can't find it, you probably won't meant to find it in the... I actually really enjoy this podcast, so I don't know why I'm roasting it. Because I like it. And that's what comedians do. That's what everyone does. All my mates anyway, you know? All my mates, they do that. Because women... Women. Congratulations to my students as well who got scholarship offers. That's right. You see, when I'm not doing this, I'm getting kids into their schools, baby. That's right. Making dreams come true. Making dreams come true. Diamond hands, not diamond knees. Yeah, I did buy I bought Gamestop. I bought GME at the dip, but not the dip it's at now, at the other dip. But I'm still in and I'm holding. You know why? Because it's a movement. And it's really sad to see people giving up on the dream and flopping out. But worse than that is all of the fucking shenanigans that the SEC did, hey? With Robin Hood ceasing trading, huh? All that shenanigans. Remember that? Have I alienated this entire audience? Or are you here for this? Hey? Is that why you came here? Because you've got diamond hands too, haven't you? Welcome to the bliss of the abyss. Diamond Hand Edition. But enough about GME, and not enough could be said about GME, by the way. And I'll talk much more about GME. But I haven't finished my story. And I'm going to. So, you know, one of the people who comes in, check, you know, that you followed the rules that I laid out before in the letter that they hand you when you have your COVID test. Did you eat anything in the last 15 hours, whatever it is? No, of course not, doctor. It was very clearly laid out on the rules in front of you. Thank you. Did you drink anything? No. Just water. Oh, okay. How recently did you drink water? I don't know. Thinking inside, aren't I allowed to drink water? I mean, Jesus, that's thrown up a red flag. But back to normal voice. I had it, I'd like, I don't know, 45 minutes ago, maybe I had a sip. Was that terrible of me, doctor? Will I have to be sent home, doctor? I don't want to be sent home, doctor. I want you to cut me open and fix me. And they're like, okay, fine. No, that's fine. Don't worry. Water 45 minutes ago. Okay, yes, but they noted it down. Hey, they noted it down. Okay, good. Do you eat anything else? Do you drink anything else? Nothing? No. Okay, good. What about the toilet? You know, have you been? Okay, right. Yes. Okay, good. All of that. Pass with flying colours, you know? I'm a model student. Come to me for advice. For I am model student. And they, I'm in a room with 4 beds, and there's curtains dividing all of us. So the story I'm about to tell you is not an invasion of privacy, because I have no idea who this person is, or was, or hopefully is. I didn't mean to say that. I was just being silly. I didn't mean. Maybe I'll just cut that. You idiot, Robert. So anyway. They start talking to the man next to me. And I can hear, you know, I mean, those curtains are not soundproof, unlike this studio that I'm in. All 4 walls padded, and it's not because I'm insane, okay? Contrary to the obvious proof. So I can hear every word that they're saying to him, and he is flirting. You know, listen, I like to flirt. Okay, I'll admit it. With my wife, mainly. But, you know, with men and women, in the appropriate circumstance, I shall have a flirt, if they are up for it. Maybe a service person, be they waiter, waitress, hotelier, if they're up for it. cab driver if they're up for it. Hey, I mean, whatever. If we know what we're doing is just being silly together and having fun, what's the harm in that? And Caitlin's the same. You flirt. Oh, just woman shaming. Different rules for women. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I like to banter, but there is a time and a place. I mean, you can maybe drop the occasional joke, right, when they're asking you on your form. But you shouldn't be looking to do a type 5. But he was. He was really laying on the charm real thick and going on about how, yeah, well, you know, I work in TV, so like hopefully will this surgery be like, I'll be back on my feet in like 12 days, yeah, because I got to film this thing for the BBC, right? Like I was with Joanna Lumley the other day playing tennis, yeah, and like, yeah, that's right. To be fair, the nurse was getting into it. So maybe it is the right time to flirt. Who am I to take away their joy? She was like, oh, wow. Did Joanna serve well? Or something. I can't remember exactly what they said. Yeah, aces all day. She was a beast. Joanna Lumley on the tennis court is the fastest thing I've ever seen. Joanna Lumley. Somebody animate that, please. I want to see her playing tennis. For my American listeners, just Google it, innit? I can't be here explaining every reference. God. I know enough of your lingo, dude. See? Dude Ranch. So he's laying it on thick through this questionnaire that maybe I was a bit, you know, straight with. I was just like, no, doctor. Yes, doctor. Gosh, thank you for your service. Yes, can't wait to be knocked out and cut open. Wonderful. Yes, I understand. Yes, I'll sign this. Yes. Okay. Don't kill me. Please. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Love you. Bye. Sorry. Shouldn't have said that. Thank you. Please cut me. Don't, but fix me. And bye. Bye. So I was probably a bit more like that. Like he was like, yeah, I'm on the BBC and I work in TV. These are actual quotes. So they, after the biggest bit of flirting, they're just going through this questionnaire, and obviously the question comes up: do you have anything to drink? Do you have anything to eat? Do you have anything to eat? Just dinner last night. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. And did you eat anything this morning? No. I didn't eat nothing this morning. Right? Nothing. But I did. What? Did you? So you didn't eat anything? Well, no. Oh, okay, good. That's good. Right. Yeah. Next question, please, love. Yeah, because, jokes, right? Hold on, let me just Snapchat this. Yeah. Are you on TikTok? You should be on TikTok. You should be like one of those nurses on TikTok who does a thing where they wear the dress and then they're like, with the shoe, and everything like that. All of those memes, right? Where you get the ring light and then the ring light's in their eyes and they look like angels. You look like an angel is what I'm saying. Oh, thanks. So you didn't eat anything? No, I didn't. Did you drink anything? Yeah, well, water. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, we got to drink water to survive, haven't we? H2O, yeah. Oh, you are fun. I can see why you're on the BBC, actually. You're very... Well, anyway. So, no, you didn't drink anything other than water? No. Oh. Well, hot chocolate this morning. I'm sorry? I had a little hot chocolate, with my mum this morning. A little hot chocolate. Right. You did. Yeah. Did it have milk in it? Oh yeah. And sprinkles and stuff. It was proper, Right. Sorry. What was there something wrong with? Yes. Sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna go and get the doctor. She leaves. Door noise. Put in a door noise there. I kid you not, this is all fact, and I'm not telling you who he is because I don't know who he is, but apparently he played tennis with Joanna Lumley. I might have embellished the story a bit, but that part is true. That part's true. And the nurse comes back, and this time she's brought the doctor with her. And this doctor is not playing games. The flirting officially ends. And he's like, did you have a hot chocolate this morning? Which is such a funny thing to ask in an angry way. Did you have a hot chocolate for breakfast? Did you? Did you actually do that? Yeah. Yeah, with sprinkles. Sprinkles? You did know that you weren't meant to eat or drink anything other than water, yes? Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't eat anything. I didn't. Yeah. You do understand that drinking hot chocolate, it's almost the same thing as eating, yes? It's not water. It's food in a way. It's just that you can drink it. Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. Thought of it as a beverage, you know? Like, this is all happening next through this window. And I'm like, curtain. And I'm like, this is great. Don't wheel me away yet. I want to see how it ends. You know, occasionally they'd come in and check on me and I'd be like, yeah, shh. I'm listening to my show because it's happening next door. This doctor was like, well, the surgery's off. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be said about it. I'm sorry. And he walks off. And the guy's like, what? Leaving the nurse to be like, I'll check with him. Off she goes. He makes a call. He's livid, but livid in a chill way, which was quite jokes as well. Because if I'd have somehow fucked up like that, I'd definitely be beating myself up. And I'd call Kay and I'd be like, I am an idiot. I had a hot chocolate this morning. Can you believe what a moron I am? I don't even drink hot chocolate. I'm a grown man. Get the subtext? Do you get the subtext? I'm a grown-ass man, which is an expression I love. Thank you, Americans. I'm a grown-ass man. My ass has grown as a man. That's true, actually. I do have a big bum. That's not the point. But I would have beaten myself up, honestly, if they were like, the surgery's off. Like, you fucked it. Oh, I'd be like, shit. So now I have to keep self-isolating, and what, you'll book me in? When will it be? Like 5 more weeks? And I'll just have to be stuck like this? Like this? No, please. There must be some way. Please. That would be me. This guy is on the phone. He's like, can you believe it? That hot chocolate. Surgery's off. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know. I blame Joanna. You didn't say that. Joanna Lumley. Look her up. Google her. Yeah, I blame her. Dame. Is she a dame? She was good at tennis. Many aces. Yeah, he's complaining about his hot chocolate on the phone. And the doctor comes back. You know, he's like, oh, go. He's like, yes, did you read the sheet that you were given when you had your COVID test? Yes, I did. Yeah. Did you self-isolate? Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. So you did see the part that said, do not eat anything, right? And don't drink anything other than water. Yes. Oh, yeah. Do you know why that is? And he went on to explain that basically the reason you can't, and I didn't know this, I was fascinated. This show is great. The reason you can't eat anything, drink anything like substantial is because when they knock you out using general anesthetic, a lot of your body functions don't work normally. Like your breathing and peristalsis, which is the movement of stuff through your bowels, it all kind of gets shut off. Like it operates as a base level. You know, it doesn't you don't die, but it doesn't operate as it should. And this is why there can be complications. And what they've learned is that if you eat or drink something substantial and get operated on, there's a good chance that it will leak out of your stomach. This half-digested bits, and it can get into your blood, it can get into other organs, and you can get seriously ill, or even, if you want, leave this mortal realm. So that's why you can't do it. I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it makes sense because having been under general anesthetic now 2 times in my life, it is a very strange experience. And when you wake up, you do feel like your body has been in stasis, you know? Red Dwarf fans out there will know what I mean. GMA to the moon. So you got to take that shit seriously, man. And so he explained that to this guy, and he was like, "Oh, right, yeah." Like he was humbled, this man, and he had to fucking leave. And they were very much like, you know, we don't know when we can book you back in, of course, you know, because this is like lockdown had just been declared. Like, apparently hospital waiting times are the worst since 2008 in this country, which is when the Conservatives got into power. What a strange pattern of behavior that's completely inexplicable. For the first time in a while, I'm kind of jealous of you guys in America right now. You've got the opportunity for like some really positive changes to happen for working people. I think it's great. I think it's, you know, I'm no hardcore Sanders or Harris fan. Like, I know they're dirt, but like everyone's got dirt if they're in that game. Apart from Jeffrey Amura, vote for Jeffrey in District 12. Is it? I don't know. He's responded. I love Jeff. See, I was an actor with him back in the day. We met in Edinburgh. As young men doing shows that really mattered. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so he got sent home, man, because he had a hot chocolate. Fucked his surgery right up. What's the lesson, hey? The lesson is don't have hot chocolates before surgery. Can you hear that? Hold on, wait. If I turn... Oh, my computer's fan is making quite a noise. You might not be able to hear it. If I turn it all the way up for a second. Probably a bit much, though. Can you hear it? Through the walls? Well, if you can't, we've got a church next door somehow. Like in our neighbour's flat. They're operating a church. They do sermons. I don't think they have people over anymore. They did for a while, but I think they put the kibosh on that because of lockdown. So they must do it over, you know, video conferencing software. But they're proper, yeah. They sing all the songs, sometimes very out of tune. They have like tub thumping sermons. They're loud and Jesus. And it's not in that accent at all because they're not Southern Baptists. But it does feel a bit like being next door to them at times because you can hear it through the walls. Sometimes they do it really late. Sometimes they're like preaching at, you know, past midnight. And maybe it's an international business. Who knows? Maybe, I hope they're tax exempt, eh? Right? Are they an official religion? I should talk to them about it. They're lovely. I love my neighbours. I love my neighbours. They're lovely. We're right lucky. So I had surgery and I had morphine and I've been wearing this brace ever since. And that's where I've been. For the first, I would say 2 weeks, I was useless. Absolutely useless. All I could do is lie on the couch, play PS4. I've got a lot of games to recommend because I forgot how much I love playing computer games and I literally wasn't able to do anything else. In fact, I moved in downstairs. That's what you might not know. That's the filthy secret because I couldn't sleep on a bed. My leg was too painful. It had to be locked at 180 degrees at all times. And it was absolute agony. And lying on a bed was impossible. So I moved downstairs and just started living on the couch, basically where I lived, ate and slept, barely ate anything because you're just exhausted, just constantly icing your knee, bit of physio, a lot of physio. I was hot on the physio. I was like, fucking hell, I got to get out of this brace, man. You know, I'm an insomniac, right? You might not know that about me, but I'm an insomniac, can't sleep governor. So wearing a brace to bed is an absolute nightmare. But it was weird because I ended up sort of only moving back upstairs a couple of weeks ago. So me and Kaylin spent, I think it was like a month sleeping in different beds, which is weird when you've shared the same bed with someone almost every day for like 3 years. And we used to do long distance, right? So like we used to have like loads of time apart. Does anyone care, Robert? Also, don't tell your business. She won't mind. But yeah, I played a lot of PS4. I got a lot of recommendations for you gamers out there. The Last of Us. God, I'm late to the party, aren't I? Well, what about The Last of Us Part 2? That was only released in July. Anyway, that's why there hasn't been a podcast, a proper podcast until now. That's where I've been. Thanks for asking. I actually had so much support. And I'm going to tell you one more thing before I go. Because everyone has been so nice. I mean, if I was less keen to mock myself immediately, because I am, I would probably have a slight tear in my eye right now, but I don't. But the people in my life who took care of me, my family, my agent, my friends, friends of friends, and people I've never even met, messages of love and support. It was what got me through. That and all the codeine. And Kaylin being an absolute star, because I couldn't stand up and cook, I couldn't do the litter. I couldn't do all my manly tasks. She had to carry the ship, and she did an amazing job. And for my Patreon fans, for my Patreon folk, we are going to do a special episode for you to celebrate Valentine's Day, even though it's made up. Right, one of her friends, just a little sidebar before I go. One of her friends is one of those guys who's like, it's made up holiday, I'm not going to do it. It's made up. And like, yeah, it's made up, dude. Like, so what? Take your lady on a date, you bum. You scrub. Yeah, it's made up. Where's Christmas? Controversial. So's everything, man. What? You think a birthday is a thing? Your birthday was decades ago, and that's it. Okay? We're arbitrarily judging time in all kinds of ways. Yes, it's made up. But you know what? Take your lady for a date, you bum. You scrub. You miser. So we're going to do a special love episode. Hey? For the 14th. Because it's Valentine's Day. And maybe we'll get into the history of Valentine's Day. And is it a Hallmark holiday, as they say? Who knows? I know. It's made up, and it's an excuse to be really fun with your lover. Or your partner. Whoever. So. Why was I saying that? Well, and so my point in all of that is that love is real, mate. So treat your lady on Valentine's. And the love I felt from people who know me, reaching out, sending me messages and calling me on the phone. You know who you are. Thank you, all of you. It really helped. And it was really difficult not being able to go anywhere and not being able to even have family come here. And having all that support from people, it just blew me away. But there was one story that is just amazing. And I'm just going to tell you this before I go. A man, let's call him David. But we shall retain his anonymity. Now, David, I have met once, briefly in my life, at an industry event. He's in the theatre world. I won't go in. I won't blow up his spot by saying what, in case people start to Google. But yeah, I barely know the man, other than we had one evening where there were a lot of other people there and we were chatting and we seemed to get on and he seemed like a really nice guy. But there's a WhatsApp group I'm part of that's full of theatre people. I'm not going to try and give it away in case the Nazis come for us. They're always at the gates. They're always in my mind. I just put our little thing into this group of very lovely people, creatives. Creatives tend to be very empathetic people. So you can put something out there like, I've got knee surgery tomorrow, send me all your good vibes, and you'll get actual good vibes back. I'm laughing because I'm also friends with comedians. And in those groups, you get a very different response. And it's all coming from love. But they will joke about your death or something going wrong. Or perhaps the surgeon being drunk. Or you being drunk. But the actors are very, very lovely. Not just the actors, the directors, everyone. What shall I say? Producer. Shall I just name every job? All the people in theatre are lovely. There we go. Apart from Kevin Spacey. When he was here, that was shit. But all the people in this group are lovely. They're not Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is not in this group. I think I should make that clear. Good. Now that we're there. Side note, if you haven't seen the videos Kevin Spacey has released since being cancelled, Google them. Please. Please. The Kevin Spacey videos. When he sits by the fireplace being like, you've missed me. In character, but talking about himself. And we're like, Kevin, you're fucked up in the head, boy. This is a lot. This is a lot here to deal with. Anyway, that's a side note. Because, why am I bringing this up? Because I sent this to the group and David responded with a lot of good vibes, which I thought was really lovely. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, he made a special effort to get me so lovely. He brought a parcel of food. Smoked salmon, bagels, and cream cheese from Bagel Bake in Brick Lane in London, which are the best bagels in the UK. And they're not exactly the same as New York bagels, which are amazing. Oh, if you've never tried a New York bagel, of course they're bigger. Of course they are bigger, but they're so delicious. But these bagels are a little bit smaller, but they're also delicious, as anyone who's been there will attest, and trust me. They have an app now as well, but they are all the way in East London, so I can't get that food. That's too far for a delivery driver to come. But I love that food, Hey, I'm a big fat Jew. Actually, I'm quite slim now, thanks for asking. I've lost over 2 kilograms. Yeah, genuinely. So that's good. Dry January, hey? Take the pounds off and the pennies will look after themselves. Woo! But David, made it his personal mission to bring a care package. And this is during lockdown, so he also couldn't come in the house. Couldn't say hi. Other than at a distance, wearing full protective gear, gloves, mask, face shield. And he made it his personal mission to come from East London with those bagels down to me to drop them off. Why? Because he's a good man. And I changed his name in my phone book to David, I owe you dinner. That's his surname. And much more. So thank you, David, for reminding me that there is bliss out there. Yes, I may be wearing a brace at all times, but every cloud has a silver lining. Every dog has his day. And that is why I am back on this mic for you and for everyone, because we need some bliss. Who knows how long this abyss is going to be? And I'm going to bring some new changes to this show that I think everyone's going to be really, really happy with. So stick with me. We're going to have some new segments. We're going to have some amazing guests. We're going to have special episodes. And it's all going to be right here all the time from now on as we return to the bliss of the abyss. Keep listening. Keep the love in your heart. Keep it pumping solid day by day. We will get through this come 2021 or 2027, whenever it is. All of us together, stronger, better, bigger, bolder. I love you. Thanks for listening to the show. If you've enjoyed it, please give us 5 stars and consider becoming a subscriber and maybe even supporting us on Patreon. Really helps me continue making this show. If you haven't enjoyed it, then you can fuck off. Many thanks to Nils Hennis Steer for the amazing music and to Dave Fox for the cool artwork. Please keep coming back every week for more Bliss of the Abyss.
Message 1.